Welcome to Harambedome. Welcome to Harambedome. This is one of your co-hosts who is currently sitting at 2-2, biting kneecaps, and a pretty sorry 2-2, but 2-2 nonetheless, and better than the record than the other two that I got in here. So, my other co-host, go ahead and introduce yourself before we get our guest.
What up, y'all? It's your boy Custom Grow 420.
Crying in Babylon.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, why are you crying in Babylon? Actually, we'll save that. How about our special guest, first time on the show this year? The man, the myth, the legend just got out of 0-4 last week. We'll talk about that.
Who is he playing?
We'll talk about that too later. Tucker. What's going on, Tuck?
Hey guys, what's going on?
Happy to have you. I'm glad you matched our energy there.
Thank you.
We appreciate that. We appreciate that. Yeah, claps for that for sure. For sure.
think
And
my-
we all know how you're feeling today after
Claps.
beating some bum last week.
And I'm gonna win the league.
I mean, I don't know about all that, but we're getting there. Baby steps.
All right. Well,
I won't make that same mistake of shitting on Harambe's will like that man. He who shall not be named,
oh, you mean Watson?
Watson.
Yeah, we on this pod, he's Watson. So, or it's Watson, but I think it's actually could apply to both the person we're not naming and Watson. I think that's appropriate.
Well, let's not assume his pronouns.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I think it's is what it goes by though. So, I think we're on the right track.
That's what they go by.
Okay. Yeah, I think you're right. All right, awesome. Well, I'm glad that it actually falls under the appropriate, um, appropriateness of all that. So let's get back. We don't want to piss Ted off too much talking about stuff not related to fantasy. So let's get
True.
right into fantasy real quick here and talk about let's talk about our rankings. Let's dive right into it. In our honorable guest Tuck, husband Tuck, soon to be father Tuck. What do you think about the rankings this week?
I don't know, I mean, it all makes sense to me. Looked pretty good. I will say, I think like Wardle is unanimously number one, obviously being the only undefeated team. I think Matt was a little higher than I had him. I did have a really big week though, so and his team's looking pretty good. Um, I had your team much lower, Sean.
Yeah, you did.
I think.
Not
I had
last,
you
though.
8, right? No, Va was last. I had to shit on Va since I'm playing him this week.
Understand.
Okay.
So, but most of everything else pretty straightforward, if I believe. So.
I think the only
crazy.
well, you're failing to mention one thing, and I want to get
Oh,
Jordan's
that's
take
right.
on this too, but because I kind of called you on this when you sent me your rankings, but how in the world do you have Loesch at 6 in your rankings?
Well, you gotta. I know he auto drafted. He's an auto drafting scum that we all hate, but
Preach.
you mean 3-1. But I will say, next week, especially this week, is going to be a big week for him because his team's not looking good.
I would
Not
go as
looking
far as to
good
say
at
it
all.
hasn't looked good all season.
Okay. But if I go back, because I was looking at it, but he's he did update it a little bit, but still, I don't know, with how Patrick Mahomes has been struggling, it's
I know.
Yeah, he also has just, I mean, Harambe's will, I guess, but he has continuously got people that score abysmally low, and that's the only way he's winning.
that too.
It's because he just he still scores shit, but he happens to score just enough homer.
Yeah, he's gotten pretty lucky, so we'll see if his luck runs out this week.
Yeah, he's got the lowest points against, only beating the second place by 1 point. Who do you think second place is for lowest points against?
Oh, me for sure.
Oh, yeah.
No, I fully acknowledged every week on my show that my team is basically it's basically like Loesch's, but I just have one win less. Not that it's auto drafted, and that puts it at a more respectable level automatically. But um,
Fair.
I'm in the same situation there. Yeah, I mean I've like gotten by beating low scorers. That's why I'm 500. So is what it is. Hopefully it's Harambe's will, I guess, at that point, and hopefully I can use enough of it. Hopefully there's enough of it there for me to get into the winners bracket, and then we see from there. But I hope that's not the case for Loesch. But this
Jesus, I
team,
didn't even realize his points for is like almost 100 lower than everybody.
Oh yeah, his points for is terrible.
That's
yeah, it's bad.
atrocious, dude.
And
I didn't even realize it.
Jordan, there's a little
And
bit of
points against.
crackling from your mic. Can you hear that too, Tuck? When Jordan talks?
Yeah, I can.
Yeah, there's a little bit of
Mhm.
crackling on your mic. I don't know. I know JB is probably furious right now that I haven't already brought it up. So if I don't know if it's something you can fix, but just bringing it up.
That fix-
Jordan, you have been getting shafted though. I see it points against 581. Jesus.
Wow,
Dude.
you have, huh? Look at that.
Yeah, I've had some people go off against me. Let me know if my mic's still crackling.
Not
But
No, that's
anymore.
yeah,
perfect right there.
I've had some people definitely pop off against me.
Wow.
But I don't think. I mean, most of the weeks that they do go crazy against me, there was like no chance of me winning. Although if I would have been paired up against other people, possibly.
Yeah, because I mean, your
But hey,
points for is
that's
not bad.
fantasy, right?
Your points for is middle of the pack. Like I think literally dead middle.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean that's fantasy. So, I
Yep.
mean, I look at the rankings. I don't see anything too crazy. A lot of it lines up pretty much where I think it should.
Yeah.
I think I was, in my opinion, I think one spot too high. Like I think I had, there were a couple spots that were flipped. I think I had myself at 7, but I had you above me. Um, yeah. So I think I'm a spot higher than I felt I should have been. But aside from that, there's nothing really crazy except for the fact that I didn't do the names right. So
You never do.
I'll
I feel
fix
like
them
that's
right
a
now.
every week thing for
That
you.
is definitely not. You can go back to the chat for proof of that, but that definitely happens at least. I'd say maybe at most once a month, if not like bi-monthly. There's like a little.
What do you think it is?
What do you mean?
If you had to analyze it, like, what do you think it is that causes you to do that?
To get the name wrong?
Yeah.
Probably I'm doing it during my planning period at work instead of actually planning, and just getting through everything because that's the only time I really have to do it. So I get everything
Shaping America's youth right
wrapped
here,
up.
fellas.
Yeah, yep. So
Yeah.
yeah, don't send this to OCPS because then they'll know I use my planning period on Wednesdays during the fall for this, at least half of it. But uh, yeah, I mean that's pretty much. I guess I just missed a couple things. I always comb over it too, so I guess every once in a while a couple things mess up, but um,
Some things slip through the teeth of the comb.
yeah, so, sometimes someone beats me, and sometimes someone steals Justin Fields from me and Brees Hall from me, and I just have to remove their name, for the week. So I don't know. We'll,
Do you
we'll get
really
to that.
want Brees Hall right now, though?
No, I really don't. But
Yeah, he's not doing too hot.
no, in that rookie running back I gave you for the cuff is like just kind of becoming like committee type stuff. Like I don't know what's going on with that. It's very weird.
It's kind of annoying.
Yeah.
Don't love it, but
Well, that's the
is.
problem when you have teams that are like that they have another back because he was a first round pick, I guess that back. Not to talk too much non fantasy, I guess it's related, but he was a first round pick, that running back. So like they actually invested in the guy, and I guess he had that week he produced, and so I guess from there they're like, all right, let's start giving him touches. So I guess
Yeah, man. I
you see that a
imagine
lot in the NFL now.
when you got two pretty good backs, and then probably the greatest quarterback to ever walk the earth, it's tough to just give one guy all the carries.
Can I ask a question about that? Wouldn't you think that the greatest quarterback to ever walk the earth would probably have a stat line that no other quarterback has achieved since like the 30s, which is like having a perfect throwing game minimum 15 attempts for almost 300 yards. Like, I would imagine like that kind of stat would belong to the greatest quarterback to walk the earth, wouldn't you?
Who is that?
No, I don't think so. Because you got to throw to somebody, you know.
Okay, because like no one did it ever. No one's done it ever really since like, and I think the only person who did it since maybe the 30s was Kurt Warner at 10 for 10, but they did the little stat at minimum 15 attempts. So I mean that's a cherry picking thing, but I mean
Yeah, you know,
18
you
for
also
18.
there's other things that play into that too, like you know when refs throw flags on balls that should have been incomplete, say pass interference, and therefore that play just gets wiped out of memory,
Do you think
even
they
though it
did
was
that
an
on
errant
purpose? No,
throw.
I saw there were 2 or 3 of those. Do you think they did them on purpose?
Yeah, I think so. I
Okay,
think
see.
I don't think there's an argument for it.
Okay, okay.
Just because
Anyway,
they wanted to be, you know, they wanted to be like, hey, I was the ref of that game.
that's
Or
oh,
Jared
so you think
Goff.
it's like they go home and tell their friends that stuff? Like it's like a like
No, I
it's like a
think they
popularity
use it
thing.
at like the bars, like when they go out that night.
They pick up women with it.
Yep, yep. Like, hey,
Okay.
you see that quarterback that just broke that record? I was the ref in that game.
Wow. The more you know. I know Ted's furious right now, so we'll go ahead and move on to looking at last week's games and take a look at in our honorable guest Tuck. Why don't you go ahead and give us your winner of the week?
Winner of the week has to go to Pickens, my big. What is it? Pickens, my big. Chubb Johnson. There it is. I was about to say Chungus for some reason. But 144 is a great score. Also beating Olave Garden. Little roommate bowl. Can never be, upset about that coming out on top of those. I haven't come out on top of one of those in ever. So much jealousy from me over here.
Aw.
Yeah.
It's tough. You're competing against AI.
Yeah.
It's just
AI's
can't
always
beat
got
them,
the upper
dude.
hand.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, shout out to Jay Bizzle.
Yeah, I like that. JB's on a nice little run of high scoring. I think he's got. Yep, looking at these rankings, the standings, 2 wins in a row. So
Okay, that's a good little comeback. And we've been saying on this pod, we've been saying that we've liked his team from the start. So
all right, I was about to say don't tell me what I've been saying, but I have been saying that.
yeah, so I mean, this is that's good. I mean, we're a fan of the show, we're a fan of JB, unless we're playing him. So former
Yes,
champ, defending champ.
and
You're right, dude.
I think after hearing Big Chungus, someone needs to work that into their name.
I know, yeah. Pickens, my big Chungus Johnson sounds way better.
I am trying. I mean, Pickens, my Big Chub Johnson.
I actually
I'm
struggle with
trying
that
to like.
more than Chungus.
I'm just trying
That's
to
what I'm saying. I thought
understand
it was
it.
Chungus, dude.
And you know
Trying to
what?
get like a good.
I know he doesn't have a Chungus on his team, but I wouldn't be mad if he just changed it to Chungus.
Where is? Oh, that's
I
right. I
mean, there's got
forgot
to
he.
be someone on his squad that looks like Big Chungus.
uh, well, Jordan, you got a winner of the week on your end?
Yes, my winner of the week is that boy that picked up his first dub over none other than my co-host. His name is Easy Breezy Cover Girl T Nuge
Thank
with
you,
the
thank you, thank you, thank
beautiful dub.
you,
Yeah,
thank
just
you.
kidding.
Beautiful dub. One where I'm sure he was probably stressing about Josh Allen putting up 30 points.
Dude, I was stressing for days.
Luckily for you, unluckily for me, the Bills suck, and Allen did not do that. So shout out C.J. Stroud putting up big points. Brian Thomas getting a little tud and 86 yards. That's huge. And then Aaron Jones looking like a stud out there.
Go Skull, baby. Go
Go
Vikes.
Skull, go Vikes. Shout out.
All
Yeah,
Allen had to
good
do was
dub.
have a 15 8.1 point game.
Which
That's it. Which is
he
a
could
horrible week for a
fall.
quarterback.
Yeah, he could fall into 15 points, and
He could.
instead he fucking drowned.
Do you know who can't fall into
Scored
15
eight.
points though? Shakir, because he was an inch from the end zone and let himself get tackled like a loser
Yeah,
on what would have been a
that was-
50-yard touchdown on that. What was a beautiful throw by Josh. Josh wasn't even the problem in the game. I watched
No.
the whole thing. I sat down and I was finally like, oh, this is nice. I can sit down and I can watch like a football game. I hadn't watched too many. Like I watched like the Sunday games and stuff, but as I'm like doing work, and I was like, I have everything like off my plate. I can sit down and I can enjoy this game. Like I can watch Josh play well, and I just sat there pissed off. Like what the? I can't even just. I sit down to finally watch a football game like this and just fucking just enjoy it for fantasy and like nothing.
Yeah, and then you send me a text, not only while my real life football team is getting spanked, but while I'm also getting demolished in fantasy. Like, these Bills are terrible. Oh, the
No,
Bills are
hey,
playing.
that's a little okay because that's more aggressive. I just said they're off to a slow start,
And I think it
a
was in
rough
all
start,
caps.
off to a rough start. It was not in all caps.
Well,
Unlike Cole, I can show receipts within like 2 minutes, not even.
can you
So
edit that so it is in all caps?
sure, yeah, I'll do that and I'll send it in.
All right, thanks.
Yeah, but I mean, I knew we were both struggling. You more than me because that's your actual team. But I figured we could just talk. But then you got upset.
Well, yeah, because I was mad. I was very mad. Bills were playing bad. I was losing in fantasy. You see, my sports team and my fantasy team determine my mood for the week. And when they both lose, I'm pissed off all week.
Yeah, yeah,
Some would say I'm crying.
yeah. No, I listen. It is what it is. And then well, I'm sure I'll be brought up again when loser of the week comes around. So let me talk about my winner of the week. Look, it has to go because I'm not going to talk about the Vikings fan. Honorable mention though, because he had a great week. I'm obviously not going to discuss AI, but I will say in the matchup that was my matchup of the week last week, because I was interested to see the two guys duke it out for the first place spot, who seemed to be the two powerhouses. Wardle came through and remained undefeated on a 2-point dub that had him stressing for a while too until the end of that Miami game. Tyreek Hill's really dropped off, man, without Tua, and that's a bummer for him. Although his running game is pretty stacked. Although now that I'm seeing it, I guess I didn't pay attention to Barkley. He had a relatively quiet night for him, 13. But Brian Thomas Jr. down there in his flex played well. I mean, it was in like it's everything that you would want a fantasy matchup that you're following and that you're not a part of to be if you're just observing the league like we do, where it's like the two of them going at it. It stays close into the last game. It's in the 120s. Like they both played well. It ends up being within a couple points. Players popping off on each side. Like just a good matchup. And Jordan Mason is a steal for Wardle, like
Yeah.
unbelievable. And Alvin Kamara, incredible. Unbelievable that he's playing as good as he is. I don't think anyone would have seen that coming, except Wardle. I guess is just his third or his brown eye was open for that one.
All vibes. All vibes.
All vibes, man. And yeah, just a fun one. And it ended up being in Wardle's favor, and he remains undefeated. And I think that's appropriate because 2 weeks ago I was playing one of the undefeated teams, and I, took care of that, and I'm gonna do the same thing this week. So all the
Oh,
better, all the better.
yeah.
Dude, that Pitts train he is on is wild. 0 points.
That's
for the
insane.
week. Jesus.
That's
bro.
insane. And the thing that I hate the most is that he's cocky enough with his good team, unless I'll be corrected right here. No, he did. So he added Tucker. He added Tuck.
Yeah.
Tuck Craft. Okay, I was about to say he's cocky enough to keep leaving that guy in there, but he is cocky enough to just keep him on his bench. Which at this point, why are you not dropping him? But it's a love thing, I
Because
guess,
I
at
would
this point.
scoop him up immediately.
I
And
know. I'm
play
trying
him.
to. I'm trying. Well, that's
That's
what I'm doing. I'm
his.
trying to get him to Like he listens to this, he drops them, and then I go get them. So
yeah.
no, it's fine.
Yeah, see, I think Kyle Pitts is just that glue guy in his fantasy locker room. To be honest,
Just holds the team together, dude.
I agree, but hey, let's not
why
get
else?
like,
Why else
come
would
on,
Portal
come
have him?
on, let's not get emotional about these guys. They don't know us. They don't like, they're not in a
That's
real
true.
locker room. Like, come on.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So,
There's no. Yeah,
yeah, let's not talk like that. That's just ridiculous.
yeah. I shouldn't even begin to consider their feelings.
No.
So I
But
was
what we
definitely
should
about to.
consider is asking Tuck who his loser of the week is. So who you got, Tuck?
This guy segue after segue.
He's on it, dude. I think it's got to go to Captain Dr. Vava, dude. That's, I think, 2 weeks in a row bad scores, if I'm not mistaken, right? Under
Yeah.
100?
I'd have to look
Let's
back.
see.
Dude,
Yeah,
what's up with? It doesn't help when Patty Mahomes dives head first into Rashi Rice's knees.
That is, yeah, last week he only scored 87.
Wow,
Oof,
that is low.
dude. And the week before that, he scored 121, but still took the L. So
And
he's
look
on.
at his bench. It's not like he's got much help on the bench.
No, dude, that's he's hurting right now. Bijan, we thought Bijan was gonna be. I'm so glad I passed on Bijan. Good God.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
he could
good.
turn out at the end of the year, but Atlanta is not working out really for. I mean, I guess they won, but still, for a fantasy standpoint, I don't see many people popping off. So I think he's hurting right now.
He
And
is.
I mean, I don't hate his running game when healthy. At least not his starters. Bijan is a good RB2, right? I mean, he's not doing that bad, is he?
Monty is a stud.
RB20,
Monty
no.
is, but
Bijan looks more like a flex. Am I wrong?
Yeah,
he hasn't scored over 15.
Yeah, I mean, he's technically at the
So,
tail end of what would be an RB2, right? Technically, because numbers-wise, if he's
Yes.
position ranked 20 and
yeah.
there's 10 of us,
Yep.
that would make him like the last team's RB2, but yeah, more of a flex. More of a flex.
Yeah.
Um,
Um,
but Monty though, Monty of course is a beast.
yeah.
Man,
Yeah,
it is.
But also,
Go ahead.
Rasheed Rice going out, and now Devontae Adams too saying he wants to trade. Who knows when he's going to be
yeah, he's got
playing
a
in the game plan?
air
again.
quotes hamstring injury.
That could be
Yeah.
good for Va though.
If he gets
Eventually.
traded, yes.
Yeah,
But
that's also
Yeah.
true if they trade him. Because didn't he do the same thing in Green Bay? If I'm not
Did he or did he
mistaken,
leave in
right?
free agency? I thought he left in
I
free
don't. I
agency.
just know it was like, I just don't remember him leaving on good terms. You know?
Because I
no,
thought
I
he,
don't think
like-
I don't think he left on good. It wasn't free agency, but I don't think it was on good terms.
because he was gone before
don't know, I
Aaron was
think
Front
there's
gone.
office.
Yeah, there's just a pattern here, and I feel like people might notice it. It might be hard for him to get, like,
That's a
for
good
the
point.
Raiders to get what they want. Because I know they paid a bag for him, didn't they?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
At
they
the
did.
time, he was the highest paid receiver,
Yeah.
which is what he wanted. He was like, I want to go play with my boy Derek Carr, and then that didn't work out.
Yeah, so I don't know if he gets traded. That's a big if, you know. So
Dude, shout
But-
out Mike Gesicki though on the bench, getting him negative 0.4, or not on the bench, sorry, in his starting lineup,
Yep.
getting him
Negative
negative
0.4.
0.4 points on a
That's
negative
rough.
9-yard reception. How does
That's-
that even happen?
That's a dub. That's a dub lineup set right there. Good for Va. Good for Va.
Yeah,
This
0
was-
points, negative. Oh my gosh, dude, this hurts to look at.
You see, the issue was I think Va was under the impression that fantasy is like golf, lowest score wins. And we just gotta let him know hey, bud, that's not how this works. That's
Yeah.
not how this works.
Not in the slightest. Well, he'll hang on. But Chase Brown on his bench for 25. But I mean, is that 12, 25? He's
That's
picking up, but I don't know. He's
It's a running
splitting.
back by committee as well.
Yeah, he's splitting with Moss. So there's that. But Jordan. So you got yourself a loser of the week.
Yes, I do. My loser of the week is actually a man who won.
Oh,
I'm sorry, I misspoke. A machine who won because my loser of the week is actually Watson.
Ooh.
Because each of these little dubs that keeps building his record up just gives him false hope, and in the end, it's gonna hurt his feelings real bad when the fall from grace.
And I'm gonna win the league.
Thank you. So, winner on the week, yes, but loser of the week in my eyes.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair. And his team looks bad. His team
Yes.
is. I mean, his team is bad. Really bad.
Yes.
So, Ramondre Stevenson stinks. And I think
Dude,
they're
he
going to
fell
bench him.
off so hard.
You think
So
they're gonna
hard.
bench him?
I think
Really?
they're benching him. I thought I saw an article that said they're going to bench him. Not like not play him, but not start him.
Oof.
And
That's
then
not good for
Oh yeah.
him
It
at
says in
all.
the recent news, Gerard Mayo said Wednesday having Antonio Gibson start over Stevenson is under consideration
yeah.
Oh,
So
because
that's
he's got fumbling issues.
I think he's fumbled like 4 times in 4 games.
Wow,
got the yips, dude.
he does.
So,
Yeah, his running backs are piss poor, dude.
yeah.
I mean, outside of Jefferson, his receivers are kind of piss poor too.
Yeah, it looks like
Zay Flowers had a bad
Pittman's-
week.
Oh yeah.
He's so inconsistent. Like, if you look at his points, like, he'll be up first week 8, second week 18, third week 3, fourth week 1. He's so up and down.
Terrible. Couldn't happen to a better person. It's a better machine.
But
What about
and
you, co-host? What were you gonna say, Tuck? I'm sorry.
no, you're good. I was just gonna talk more about Michael Pittman, but we can move on. We don't need to talk about the machine too much.
Well, I kind of want to hear what you have to say.
I was just gonna say that situation in Indy is also precarious now with uh, Richardson maybe playing, maybe not playing. He's got a hip thing, so
Yeah, but and
Are
you
the
should know
Colts-
this because you added and stole again from me the other player I was trying to get this week, Josh Downs. If Joe Flacco is in, I
Yep.
think that's better. Honestly, Joe
yeah,
Flacco will just
It-
sling it.
sling it. Yeah,
I was just about to say, are the Colts better with Flacco in there?
I don't know. I mean, again, I think this will be the second year in a row Richardson's gonna be out by the 4th or 5th week because I had him last year
Yeah.
as a quarterback, so I
I
remember
mean,
that.
Colts are your team, Tuck. So
No, but
Dude, I
just
saw
keep
something that since high school, Anthony Richardson has only played a total of 16 games.
yeah, I think it was like
Are you
16 or
fucking me?
20 starts or something like that. Yeah, somewhere
Yeah.
in there. Yeah,
Something
That's
crazy.
insane.
Something
I
crazy.
I didn't realize he was hurt that much at Florida.
I think he only played like one actual season at Florida, or something like one full season or something like that, because he was behind somebody, and then injuries and
Who is he behind? I don't know, but
he was sharing
two things.
reps with another quarterback. I can't remember who it was. I remember because they played
to
USF
Felipe
twice.
Franks.
They played USF twice, and
Oh,
if you guys remember that Gators game that
is
they
it
almost
Driscoll?
won, that was with Richardson
Trask?
starting.
Driscoll or Trask?
No, it
That
That was
wasn't.
with
one of the-
Richardson starting.
Yeah, Richardson was starting that game. I'm pretty sure.
Hmm.
The last time it was the last time they played him. So 28-31. Let's see. Unless I'm wrong here. No, Anthony Richardson. 10 for 18, 112 yards and 2 interceptions. He played terrible.
Oh my God!
Against
That's
USF, we
horrible.
almost won. That game
terrible.
is when I thought Anthony Richardson. That's after I watched that game and then like as that season ended and there was so much hype for him going into the draft, I was like, why? I watched him play against USF, and at that time we were not good, and we almost beat him in Gainesville, and he looked terrible. I was like, he does not seem. I'm like, I don't understand. And then with the whole 20 starts thing, it's the same thing as what was it, Trey Lance? He threw like how many passes before he went to the NFL? Like, what was it about these guys that these franchises like sold themselves down the river for
Uh,
these guys that were awful? And like when you look at their track record, it's like, yeah, that adds up. I don't
With
know.
Richardson, though, you do see flashes. You do see
he's got to be a
just
freak
his-
of nature, dude. He's only started
Exactly.
16 games and he's fucking And he's played good in the NFL too. It's
Yeah,
not like
I
he's
don't
just
think
been
he's
awful.
necessarily been terrible.
Just can't stay
He's
healthy.
inconsistent. Yep, can't stay healthy, but he's got those flashes of, oh, he could be a
Yeah.
dog.
Yeah, he did make definitely. I've seen a couple highlights that have uh that have been good. But what? Because who's got him? Ted? Did
Ted.
he? Did he?
Yeah,
He hasn't been like I know he had I think a good first week
after that
when he
he's
was
been
healthy, but he wasn't
poor.
like I know he got hurt in the third game, but he threw 20 passes that game. I'm looking at the stats now. I mean, he did not ball against Green Bay by any stretch. Like he played horrible.
3
Three
interceptions.
picks.
Jesus.
Like I mean, and
Yeah,
then going back to last season, I think he was kind of up and down too. Well, how many games did he play before he got hurt last season?
Uh, Same. Like I think 4
4
or
or
5.
5.
A
Yeah, I'm
couple.
gonna give him
Okay,
a break 'cause this is still technically his rookie season.
it's early, but yeah, I don't. I was never sold
He's
on him.
he's gonna be 4 years in the league and play 1 a year total.
Really, at this rate,
That's
especially when
crazy.
did y'all see the play he got hurt on?
Mm-mm. Was
I
it
was
like a hip
watching.
drop or
No.
anything?
No, I was watching highlights of the game, and he had gotten hurt a play before and was like kind of limping, and then the Colts send him back out there and run a QB draw, and that's when he got hurt and had to leave the game.
Jesus.
Hurt
That's
his
just. I
hip or
feel like
something.
that's gotta be on the Colts at that point.
Oh yeah, I would agree.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, let's turn it back to fantasy so our viewers don't just turn this thing off. I think my loser of the week, I have to I guess it's not a self suck because I'm not talking good about my team, but me, I've got to be
Self
I've got to be the
suck.
loser, but it is because I'm giving myself airtime, I guess. But I'm also a co-host, so I don't know how to I guess start this
This
thing
guy
off.
just
Yeah.
loves talking about himself.
Yeah. We'll call it
He eats
that
it up.
because it adds more to the aura of the loser of the week. So, um, yeah, take a look at that. I lost in a week where I'm about to go up against Wardle, who I will beat. And then Matt, who just put up 174. Uh, I played the winless team, and I couldn't win. Like that's fantasy dubs. I mean, Harambe's will, but well, like that would have been a nice one to have. And it's not like it was a dominant victory. It was 105. It looked like my victories typically when I win games in fantasy this season. And but my problem, I feel like there have been past weeks where I've put up like low 100s, and I had people on my bench that could have equated to 140s if I had put them in. And the same thing this week wasn't really the case. I mean, Loesch kind of threw a roast at me for not starting JMO, but the only person I really considered putting JMO in over was McLaurin. So
Yeah.
that math wouldn't have really worked. I beat myself up. I think we've talked about this in past seasons on the pod, but I beat myself up more over if I'm tinkering. Like I can't really beat myself up over it if I never considered putting the player in over a player. So
Yeah,
I mean, there was never a
Mm.
question I was going to leave. I was going to leave Chris Godwin in, and so that is what it is. I mean, bad call still, but that's what it is. I'm not beating myself up over it. But yeah, just 98.
hindsight, it's a bad call, but
Yeah, hindsight. And
you're not starting JMO over Godwin.
no,
Yeah, not a
and
chance.
ETN, man, like just what a loser draft I had. Taking ETN, it was just trash. And Tuck even said I'm just a sucker for punishment with that guy. And here we are. He sucks because the Jaguars just
Ninth
became the
overall.
worst team in
Good
football.
God, dude.
He
Yeah,
he's
they're pretty bad.
sustaining. He looks like a flex because he's been getting touchdowns in a couple games, but he's really just bad. Um,
Yeah, you drafted him ninth overall.
ninth
That's not
overall.
what you
Yeah,
want
bad,
out of your ninth
bad.
overall pick.
And then my next pick was Pacheco. Done. And
Oh
he was
God.
playing well, but done. So, yeah, it's a rough go, and this is just another example. I said it earlier, trying to enjoy a Sunday night football game, and Josh Allen just ruins my week. Um, I mean, at least my
A little
receiving
shittier.
my receiving core is nice, but in terms of just sticking to the L that I took this week, yeah, I like watched like this is just football season. I sat down and I watched like literally just disgusted as Shakir can't get into the end zone, and then because that's the game, that's the win, and then even more disgusted when DK rolls half an inch away from the goal line because that's the win too. So
Oh yeah, I
just
forgot about
two
that.
times, and it's like fantasy's full of that stuff. Like I'm sure there's instances where Tuck's players were this short and that short. Like I get it. Like that's not necessarily the point I'm trying to make. The point is the two times I sat down to watch ball, I watched my fantasy players come up just short and like watched it happen. Where it's like you don't catch everything that happens like that. But I had to watch it as I'm trying to enjoy football. And that's fantasy, but what a disgusting loss this week. So yeah. Yeah. I'm my own loser. Good job,
Yeah,
Tuck.
it's tough.
Good dub for you getting your first one.
I was stressing over that game. We were texting about it too.
Yeah.
I was not looking, and especially if I was gonna lose, and then I could just see Laporta going off for me to lose after I just traded him to you. Just
I know.
fucking
I wasn't even
would've
100% expecting to start Laporta after that trade, but then I sat there and I analyzed and I was like, the storyline is too juicy to pass up. So I put
Yeah.
him in. And he did play better than likely.
He did,
But
but it's not like the Laporta from last season.
no,
It's a
he's
shame.
not. But you know what? In this year of tight ends, yeah, I'll ride with it the rest of the year. It is what it is. So, well, let's turn. We've talked a lot about this past week. Let's turn to the future. Let's turn to the future. Tuck, take a look at some of these matchups we got coming up this week, and which one is your favorite?
I gotta go, obviously. Olave Garden versus Watson.
Ooh,
Nice,
'Cause
nice. That'll be a good
I'm
one.
just
Yes.
waiting for his luck to run out. I mean, we've all see that it is luck.
yes.
The numbers don't lie. His team is not good. Um, so we'll see. I don't know though. And I like Ted's team a lot actually. I had him
ranked it high.
pretty high in my rankings. So I think he's gonna hand Loesch a nice L in a basket of breadsticks.
I've got some hatred for Ted just because he took Jaden Daniels from me, like the round I was gonna select him.
Yeah, he sniped him.
Dude, he's playing so good.
Dude, I did
Oh,
not know he was the
sniped
number
him
one
so hard.
quarterback in fantasy.
Yeah, he's a
Yeah.
dog. He's an absolute dog. And I was thinking, dude, I was sitting in the draft thinking I was so smart. I was like, oh, I'm gonna get a fucking top rookie quarterback. And sure enough, young Teddy snipes him from me. And I
Dude,
was
see,
like,
you're
this
the rookies.
motherfucker.
Number one quarterback is a rookie. Number one wide receiver is a rookie. So,
Wow.
right
Yeah.
now, at least, it could change. But
That's neighbors.
yeah,
Wow.
That's
I gotta
crazy.
play that motherfucker this week.
Yeah, I
is he
I
on your team?
always shout out to Ted.
No,
Credit
he's on
credit to Ted because he's always good at taking
Dad's.
shots on
Ah.
people. That like are
Yeah,
unproven.
he is.
Yeah, that man
Oh.
loves taking shots.
He does. He does.
I lied. He's number two. I don't know who's number one now.
Either way, though.
Yeah.
That's still impressive for a rook. Because typically, you don't see rookie wide receivers balling like that.
Mm-mm.
No, for sure. That's crazy.
It's gotta
And
be Jefferson,
Oh,
right?
number one's
No.
Nico.
Ah, that makes sense.
yeah, Nico's balling
Fucking-
too. Also, I think he's got the luck of the Kittle coaster. Although Kittle's been getting hurt this year and missing games. Like he missed one and now he's questionable for another. So I feel like with Kittle, if he's healthy, you get to enjoy some level of stability at tight end. But man, tight ends are not doing much this year.
No, they're not.
Gee.
And if there's any time to have Kittle, it's right now with double Achilles tendonitis, McCaffrey, and no Debo, and Ayuk playing shitty.
Yeah, I think
Do-
the highest scoring tight end has 43 points on the year.
Oh my gosh, dude.
43 points in the year.
Who is that?
Is that likely?
That's Dallas. Dallas Goddard
Dallas
is
Goddard.
Ah.
yeah.
Sig boy.
Yeah, and then George
Sick
Kittle second, and then
boy.
Brock Bowers is third.
Wow.
And like we're talking, and for all these top three guys aside from Kittle, because Kittle missed a game, so Kittle's really he missed a game and he's up there, right up there. So I mean it's Kittle, but like for the other guys like Brock Bowers and Dallas Goddard, it's literally one double digit week, and Cole Kmet who's at 4 right now, one double digit week, and the rest are like not good. Isaiah Likely
Yeah,
one
that's
double
terrible.
digit week, the Muth one double digit week. So
Dude, the Muth. I gotta
They
go
gotta
against
let
the
him.
Muth this week, dude.
They gotta let him loose.
Can't let him loose, dude.
he's gonna get
Wait,
Luth. Yeah, he will
he
get
got
Luth
loose
this week.
last week. It didn't work, so maybe he just needs to chill. Chill.
Relax, Muth.
Uh,
Yeah,
um,
tight ends are bad across the board. It seems.
yeah, this is and look at Travis Kelsey, man. Look how far down he is. Like that's
mhm.
crazy. What's going on? Is it Taylor Swift?
No,
He's got a
he's old, dude. How old is that
yeah.
man? He's been in the
Um,
league for how many years?
He is pretty old,
Let's see.
but he's also got the years he was
34.
elite. He had a black
34.
woman in his life. He goes and
I
gets some
mean,
white strange, and now look what happens.
yeah. I can't argue with that.
And look at this. When I looked up his age, the first things I saw are Taylor Swift misses Travis Kelsey's game due to busy schedule. Taylor Swift and Travis Kelsey
Oh,
still together despite her game absences. You know she's missing the games because they're not really good.
Dude, he's been playing in the NFL for 12 years.
wow.
That man needs to hang it up, dude.
Yeah.
It was time. I mean, it was gonna happen. This just happened to be the year.
Yep. Yep.
He's
There you
also
have
got a
it.
lot of like you said. I mean, besides Taylor Swift, he's got the podcast, and he's doing a lot more like media, like social media presence things. He's probably just not focused on
Yeah.
football anymore.
Well, I'm sure
Yeah.
it's got nothing to do with the fact that he's on his 15th booster.
Does he actually
That
get
man
a?
is
Anytime that
only
commercial
booster, dude.
plays, is that another booster he gets?
Yes, it is.
Okay, so he's loaded.
Yeah,
Oh
he's
yeah,
loaded up.
he's boosted.
He's weighed down right now. By the what shot is he even getting anyway? What is that one?
The Pfizer.
The Pfizer is just weighing him down. He can't go anywhere. That Pfizer's just thick in his blood. It barely pumps through his heart.
Dude, he moves too fast. Those blood clots will move to his fucking give him a heart attack.
Fuck, man. He's
Right.
gonna have his eyes get yellow. He's gonna get jaundice. He's fucked, dude.
Poor Trav.
Well, Jordan, which game are you injecting into your veins like a COVID shot this week?
Wow, I love it. I'm actually there's a couple that I'm debating, but see, something that I do is I pick my matchup of the week based off of sexual tension.
Oh, interesting.
Just
That's
like-
new. That's
Just
new.
like just like two guys that you can tell just want to get it on.
Uh-huh.
And for me, that's kneecaps and lights. Camera.
I think
Lights
it's lights.
Kamala.
I think it's lights camera.
Kamala.
I think it's camera.
Okay. Lights, camera, action Jackson. Yeah, I'm excited to see this matchup. Sean claims to be the slayer of the undefeated. Let's see if that happens. Wardle thinks he's winning the league. Oh,
Oh, that is
Oh.
Shout
fucking
out.
good.
Second round exit.
thank
And I'm
you.
gonna win the league.
First round bye, second round exit.
Every year.
That should be his name. But yeah, this is an exciting matchup for me. I'll be keeping an eye on this. Projections don't have it particularly close, but what do projections mean?
Absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing.
It's kind of like war. What's it good for?
Boosting economies back up.
Well, actually,
Wow. Go
That
fuck
is.
yourself, you history teacher. Give us your matchup of the week.
All right. My matchup of the week. There's a couple I'm excited about. But I think I would like to, and I want you to know that this is more so. This is more about Va than it is you. But you are both 1-3, and so this is our toilet bowl of the week. Um, and so we're taking a look at EC Breezy Cover Girl versus Captain Dr.
Oh,
Vava.
yeah.
Um, I mean, I think you've got this in the bag. I mean, his team is
Don't.
bad. No, I mean, listen, I know how you
Don't.
feel about me saying that,
Don't.
jinx this, jinx that,
I
but
just knocked on wood for you, Tuck, 10
there you
Thank
go,
times.
you, dude.
there you go.
Jesus Christ.
That's not like
dude.
you're saying it, I'm saying it. So, um, I mean, but Vaz team is bad. Vaz team is bad. And I think Brees will pick it back up. I think he'll get back to what he's been doing, which isn't a lot. I mean, it's what he has a 20-point week, a couple 17s. Like he's kind of floating around like an RB. He's like an RB2, low end RB2 actually. But I think it's just he played bad last week, like abysmally bad because he was playing against me, and we all I think the league accepts and knows at this point and is known for a year that Brees does belong with me. You stole him from me, and so he's not going to play well against me. Um, so I think he'll get back into shape against Va though, and Brian Thomas. Oh yeah, fuck that guy. Where did he come from? 20 points last week. Fucking. Well,
Another rookie receiver, dude.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's true. Another rookie receiver.
And he is holding my receiving core together by somehow. It's insane. My
Yeah.
dog shit ass receiving
But Josh
core.
Downs, I think, was a sneaky good snag. I think he can at least be like a high end flex, low end wide receiver too, on a semi consistent basis, which is not. I mean, compared to the situation you were in before, I think that's a pretty big upgrade, and not even like a terrible spot either. So, um, I I like the matchup. Um, Va is being hit with injuries and buys, bad. So.
Yeah.
I mean, I just would like to. I mean, this has all the makings for a toilet bowl, potentially a toilet bowl blowout, but a toilet bowl nonetheless. So, um, yeah, looking forward to that one.
What so this is obviously far down the road. We don't even know where Va will end up. Hopefully it's Loesch that ends up losing, or sorry, Watson that ends up losing the league. But you think he gets his medical license revoked if he performs poorly on the SAT?
Oh, that's a good question because I believe that we verbally did say that you have to send your scores into your workplace. So, so I do think that he does have to do that. He is obligated. So that might
Oh,
just
damn.
happen.
I'd be fucked.
That would be
I'm
pretty
praying.
bad.
I'm praying that my team steps it up and I don't even have to sniff the loser's bracket because I actually think that I will do poorly on the SAT.
Dude, I've never even taken an SAT.
Possibly
Funny.
very poorly. What'd you take? How?
I
Did
just
you
did
take
the
the
ACT. That's
Oh,
all I
okay.
did, and I
Yeah.
didn't even do anything else. And so I don't really want to take one now. It'd
And
be
an elite,
so bad.
prestigious university like USF let you in
Yeah.
without both tests.
You forgot to say preeminent when you
That's
were
true.
preeminent elite.
No, people rip
Research
USF, and I
university.
actually think it's a good school, man. I think it's actually a really underrated school in Florida.
I mean, I don't even think it's up for debate. We are legitimately a preeminent research
Yes.
institution, like top in the country.
Yeah. That's what's going to get us into the Big Ten.
Well,
So-
let's relax because you got to actually be good at sports to do that, and
That's true.
we've had some decent showings, but we can't finish. We're
No,
like
we can't.
wasn't that Tim's issue for a while?
I think
just
that
never finished.
continues to be Tim's issue.
No, dude. Well, that's the thing is he just can't be inside. It's got to be on a belly.
Yeah, and
Dude,
that's
nothing gets him going like the belly. It's like a target, dude. Just hitting the bullseye. That's how he gets to it.
Yeah, but you got to instantly go buy 2 pregnancy tests. You can't play around with that.
I mean,
oh man.
nothing more potent. That's how. That's
Ay,
funny.
ay, ay. Well, let's oh man, and this is everybody's favorite. Let's head in to the waiver portion of our pod. So let's
What's like the
discuss.
actual consent? People actually, I feel like the waivers are the budget. I understand some hate for the budget, but the waivers, like that's actually some activity in the league, something that's
Yeah.
happening.
Yeah, I think
Like I
people
feel like
actually
that's
don't mind the
worth.
waivers.
I feel like
Yeah.
this portion is worth record keeping.
Yeah, I agree. Offers report. There we go. So let's head back to Thursday of last week, where we had a Roshan Johnson ad for $11 by Wardle, and
Wow.
a unsuccessful Jamal Williams ad for $8 by Wardle. Roshan Johnson's an interesting one. I don't know what happened with him at that time last week that got him added. I mean, he put up 9 points this week, so I guess he got a touchdown. $11.
So what is that like a $1.30 per point?
Something like that. Yeah, no, I don't think he started him, so chilling on his bench. Rico Dowdle added by JB. Pickens, my big Chungus Johnson for $2.
Like
And Follow Spike added the Bills D, and I added Daniel Jones.
what day was this? Thursday.
That was Thursday. Then on
Yep,
Friday,
yes.
September 27th, Frick 12, Frick the Law
The law.
added the Texans defense for $1. And yeah, Watson controlling his name choices. Yeah, get that name out of here. That's a poorly AI generated name. And then on Saturday, we saw the negative. Okay, so he spent $0 for negative 0.4 points and actually started him. So
Nice.
there you go.
He's trying. He's
dropping
trying.
Dalton Schultz. On Sunday, you had the addition of Cam Akers for $3. You had 2XP weekend. Obviously, loving the Strange, taking a shot on some Strange for $2. And then you have Captain Dr. Vava adding the Packers for $1. Packers defense, and Olave Garden not getting Jacoby Myers, I believe, because he was able to get Cam Akers. And then we get to today, where there will be some stuff to talk about. So
yeah.
let's start with the top here. Justin Fields. There was a bidding war for Justin Fields. I put up $20 thinking that would get me Justin Fields. Va put up 16. I thought Va was going to be my biggest competition because of his bye week for his quarterback. And I felt like maybe he would think that no one really else would be looking for him. So I figured 20 would be enough. But then all of a sudden I look. And I'm like, oh, did Va put 25? Something like that. No, I look. And I say, EC Breezy Cover Girl, who had just had a quarterback put up 30 against me, dropped $45 on Justin Fields. So why don't you go ahead and walk us through that, Tuck?
Well, I only have one quarterback on my roster. And I needed one for his bye week. I was looking, it's like week 8 or something. So I had to get the best one available, and I actually had it lower. I was at 35, and then I got nervous. I was like, fuck, I really need Justin Fields, so I upped to 10.
So
And I was like, it's just money. I get it every week, so
that's true.
we get it back every week, right?
That's true.
It's
That's
just
true.
how it goes.
Yep,
Yeah.
that's true.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
And
So who was scaring you
I think
to raise the price? Like,
I don't look at people, like I don't try to guess who is gonna get him. I just think he's been playing good these last 2 weeks, so I figured someone wants to. So I just think, hey, not much research into it. I was just on the toilet shitting. Doing a little
Nice.
tinker, and I was looking, and I was like, this is the man I need to, because honestly, not many great quarterbacks left. So I
that's
had to
fair.
get it while it's hot.
That's fair. And Justin
Yeah, my
Fields
strat is usually go ahead.
I was just gonna say he's fantasy relevant because the man runs, averages like 10 carries a
Yes.
game.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that's like very valuable for fantasy. And it seems like as the weeks go on, they're designing more plays for him to get touchdowns running too. So anyway, you were saying?
I was just gonna say I like the stinker tinker. Just pay what you think you should pay for. My strat typically is to text Sean and tell him what I'm bidding, and make sure that number that I tell him is like $20 higher than what I'm actually bidding, and
It works
just
out.
see his reaction.
I still lose. I still I still don't end up getting the player. I've been beat out on so many players I've wanted, but then again, if I'd actually gotten some of the players early, I wouldn't have money to bid on any of these ones now. So it's
Sure.
what it is. But Josh Downs was another one. He's next on the list. Let's take a look at this one. Take a look at how my morning started.
Let's take a look at him.
First period ends, and there's about 8 minutes between when the next students come in, and so I take a look at my fantasy to see who I got or didn't get. And I'm like, oh, my two big ones this week: Justin Fields, Josh Downs. I got him. So Josh Downs, I put down $7, and what do you know? Tuck, $15 on Josh Downs. Congratulations, you win again. Yay.
There's also another one. I only think I had 5. And then I tinkered and upped it 10. I upped, I think, both of them by 10.
Love
for
that. Love it.
So it was good stuff.
Yeah, well, you beat me 3 times in the past 3 days, so fun stuff.
Feels good, dude. Nothing better.
Yeah, good stuff. Then we had another. Oh, this was the reparations one. Where JB sent a screenshot into the chat saying his reparations gone too far. 2 $11 bids exactly on Tucker Kraft.
Wow.
And because of the waiver order, which is rarely one that we go to for a tiebreaker, Wardle, or through what JB calls reparations, gets Tucker Kraft. So that one is literally that's like a big snipe right there, because you're sniping with waiver order.
Yeah. I'm just shocked by the disrespect to Big Chungus.
I know. Yeah, you would think Pickens, my big Chungus Johnson, would get to Pickens who he wanted off the waiver, but
Yep.
not the case.
No.
Not the case. Another bidding war, which I'm happy about. It was the one I was literally mad, very mad, after seeing what Tuck did and after how my week went in fantasy. I was just mad. I was sitting there like, okay, so this is this year so far, and then I got a little glimmer of happiness, because I was able to snipe Loesch or Watson. I'm not sure, and I really don't know if that was like the computer putting in a pickup or if it was Cole, because I mean, if you don't draft your team, I can't guarantee that you do anything else. So, whoever I sniped it from, I sniped the Broncos defense by $1, and with literally the mindset of someone will put 5, I'll do 6. Kind of what Va was saying. I think it was Va saying was his justification was on one before. So
Yeah, it's not bad.
What he was telling me. So yeah, this is a good get. Broncos defense is good. So I mean, obviously defenses are more of a week to week thing, but they played the Raiders, so I'm hoping this can be a good one. Although it's a divisional matchup, so they always get weird. But start them, and we'll go from there. And now there was another. Oh, and Wardle also went in on that for $5. So this was actually a double snipe. Oh, I double sniped, including my opponent. Wow, I didn't even catch that because I didn't go all the way down before talking. I was so excited about sniping Watson. I didn't even notice I sniped my opponent. Nice. So yeah, there you go. 2 $5 bids I beat out with a 6. But then Lights Camera Action Jackson gets a one for himself by getting the Muth, who I think he plans to let Luth. Oh no, he's not. No, he didn't get the Muth because he got
butchering the segment, dude.
Because he got Tucker Kraft. Yeah, I'm okay with butchering it during Wardle's parts though.
That's a good point.
So Captain Dr. Vava actually ends up, and we talked about that earlier, getting the Muth. So he's gonna let the Muth Luth this week.
You
dropped him
tried
in
to
Kiseki.
you tried to
He
pick up the Muth.
After he let him loose.
I did. I let him loose, and well, here's the thing: when you let
God, you
when you let
can't
the
let the
Muth
move
loose,
loose and then
yeah.
get him back. It
Well,
just
but
doesn't work like that, dude.
well, but that's the
No, you
thing. I was
can't.
testing the waters because you know how it goes with the Muth. If you have the Muth, you have to let him loose because you know if you try to get him back and he comes back, you know that he's your Muth. But he's not. I mean, he wasn't meant to be my Muth. I let him
Yeah, I
loose and
mean,
he didn't come back.
you can't. Yeah, I mean, once you let him loose, he's loose for good. You
Yeah.
can't you can't get him back.
You can't let him go.
So, yeah, I mean, it was a $0 bid to just because I also the reason for it was I thought I was getting Justin Fields, so I
Yeah,
thought there could be a stack of Fields and Muth, and I really didn't want to spend that much money on Muth though, so it was just kind of like if I get the stack, I get the stack, and turns out I got
yeah.
nothing. So, um, anyway, Pickens my big Chungus Johnson added the Seahawks defense. And interesting one. I was interested in this one. Cryan and Babylon added um, a Green Bay Packers wide
Dontavion.
receiver. What? How do you pronounce his first name? Dontavian.
Dontavian.
Dontavian Wicks.
Dontavian.
Okay. For $3. What's the method behind that ad right there?
Just saw that he put up some points, and I'm starting that boy Love. Trying to give a little love to my lineup, mostly because Goff's on bye. But yeah, and he had 2 tuds last week, so let's see if we can keep riding. It's Wick season, baby.
Okay. Nice. Nice.
I figured people were gonna bid on him after his last week, so I'm kind of upset that I wasted $3. But
Yeah, because your money is tight as it is, but mine is
for
too.
now,
So
but I got a pretty big allowance, so
that's true, and you're gonna get a lot back. So I mean, it is what it is.
yeah.
Another duke out for the Young Ho, the Ku Young Ho, between me and Va. Va gets me again. He put $2 down on the Ku Young Ho, and I put 0. So Va gets him and adds him to
What
his
a
team after a big
disrespect to the
20-point
cool
week.
young ho, dude.
Yeah,
Can't
that was
disrespect
a
the
pretty
cool
coup
young ho like
performance.
that. It was.
It was a coup performance, and you decided to go out and say, yeah, that
Deserves
coup performance.
$0.
Exactly. I'm
It
gonna
was a
I don't
pay
bit
Young
deserve
Ho.
it.
disrespectful.
You don't deserve the cool young ho.
That's fine. We'll get to what I got at the end of the segment. But Va also had a Geno Smith for 2. As his backup if he didn't get Fields. He added Tyler Algier for 2, and then I added Austin Siebert, the Washington kicker, for 0. So there you go. Another big week. Another big week.
Yeah, a
A
lot of
month into the
claims.
season on waivers. A
A
lot
lot
of
of
business going
claims.
on there. Yeah, for sure.
Hold on.
You
Real
got
quick,
something?
hold on. I do. Just to show. Yeah, just to show how much kickers are pointless, Sean dropped the number 2 kicker.
Thank you.
I did.
So, ladies and gentlemen, he's out on the waivers. Number 2 kicker.
Number 2.
Yeah,
So,
go grab him if you want him. He's there. I'll take
kickers are
Austin
worthless.
Siebert.
I stand by it.
Yeah.
They are.
Well, anyway, I grabbed the number 5 kicker, so it was only like a couple
Oh,
points of a
nice.
difference. Yeah. So anyway, um, oh, here we go. No, this is it. This is the segment. The budget summary, baby. We're at everybody's favorite. Let's go.
I'm actually shaking. It's been a week since I've done this.
Go ahead.
All right, so as we do, we're starting with, the people at the very tippity top because they should really be paying their fair share. And that begins with Olave Garden. He's got too many breadsticks, 94 to be exact. Dad, apparently he's not out spending that money on milk like he said because he's got $90. Matt is sitting at 89. The doctor and the captain, Vava, is at $82. Big Chungus, Jay Bizzle, $74. Watson, I don't know if it's just like machine learning hasn't figured out how to place bids, but he's at $70. Wardle sitting at 49. Biting kneecaps, he's at a cool $30. Finally, I'm not the brokest boy in the group. I got $7, and that boy T Nizzle Tuck, he's got $5.
See, I don't know
Easy
if it's
for
just
C5.
to like how my attitude has been with my little gambling habit I've picked up, but all of my spends have been more money than needed on people who have not panned out. So
That's fine. I
I
mean,
don't know what that says about me, but
my biggest bid, I traded away the week I bid on him.
Yeah, and you made a good move because he's not good.
Yeah, but I would almost rather have that $80 or whatever I spent on him than Tony Pollard.
That's fair. That is fair. Yeah, and yeah, it's rough. But anyway, we'll move on to our next segment. I think we've come to we're here. We're at the tearing you up segment. Unless we've got to go through No, we've got to go through your next segment here with
I mean, there is the Snickers segment, but
there
we
is
can skip
that's your segment. No, you're getting the
dude,
Snickers
shout
segment.
out to Sean trying to send me a Snickers to win. Send me a pic of the little Snickers he got at
It
the
worked when
gas
I played
station the other
Ted, but
day.
I guess it was foolish to
This
think.
man is picking up Snickers left and right.
Yeah, I think it was
Would
foolish
you
to
get a king
think.
size this time?
I did not. I just got the normal
No, he
one.
didn't.
Nope. Let me
So
go to
that's the problem.
Yeah, see, Harambe was a king.
'Cause
You
I-
got to get the king size.
See, because I did the same thing and I did not get the king size, and I also lost when I did that.
Yeah, see.
But I used it against
I think
Ted and I
that's the
didn't get the
secret.
king size and I won. But I think it's more along the lines of just thinking that can overpower Harambe's will. The Snickers. I don't know. I think it's just like I think that's more of a thing that you're there for if you're just in the toilet with your team. You just eat one rather than like using it to try to win a matchup. Because Harambe's got total control of that, but a Snickers is just saying like, oh, here's some good luck for
Yeah, I don't really know.
I don't
I'm
know.
not sure.
I don't know how to interpret
I've
it.
yet to get a Snickers. Maybe I need to,
Well, go ahead, lead us in this
because
segment.
I've dropped quite a few spots. At one point, I was projected highly up there. See, I wish this was like a week to week thing, but I'm pretty sure it just is like post draft, and then it tells you how much you've dropped or raised.
Yeah, that's what
So
happens.
still trending down the most is the Breesy cover girl.
That tracks.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
But in first place, they're saying that Snickers Incorporated is saying that Lights Kamara Action Jackson should be first place. Second place, the dad, young dad. Third place, it's looking like Frick 12 Frick the Law has jumped up 5 spots. Watson performing a self suck there, putting himself in third. Double XP Weekend is now projected for fourth. Fifth place is looking like Olave Garden staying consistent with his preseason ranking. Pickens, my big Chungus Johnson at 6, also consistent. Fighting Kneecaps at 7, staying consistent. 8. Hey, I've moved up 2 spots. They used to think I was in the fucking mud, dog. Now I'm at 8. Number 9. Sorry, Tuck, you've had quite a fall. And then, if you're looking at it, you're not last. Who is the captain, the doctor? He's fallen 6 spots. It's Bob.
Oh,
Expected to finish 10th.
Rough.
dude, it really hurts seeing that at one point I was projected to be second. That
Yeah,
hurts.
that Puka Nakuka injury.
Really fucked me, dude.
Is he supposed to
it
come back?
sucks.
Yeah, they say he's gonna come back, so we'll see.
Well, now we're on our last segment of the pod. We've got to
Yeah,
talk about
we
what's
are.
tearing us up inside. So, Tuck, picture you eating a shakaroni. What happens when? Have you ever had one?
I've never had a shakaroni. I
Would you ever
just
consider
know the
having one?
myth around the shakaroni. I don't know, dude. I don't know if I'm a man enough for a shakaroni.
Would that be a fair
There's
punishment for the league one year to have someone eat an entire shakaroni?
it has to eat an entire or have to eat shacaronis for 3 meals.
Oh
Oh,
my
All
gosh,
dog, breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
oh,
dude, you would have the most solidified shit of your life. You wouldn't be able to get it out of you.
oh man. Yeah, that's rough. Well, yeah, that's what's gonna happen when you eat a shakaroni. It's gonna tear you up inside. So, Tuck, what's something that's tearing you up inside about fantasy or normal football?
So what's really tearing me up inside is the fact that we just haven't given enough love to the Vikings.
Oh,
They
Thank you.
are playing so well this year. Sam Darnold looking great. They're so much better than the Lions.
yeah, okay.
Seems
So
that way.
shout out to Matt, one of the best Vikings fans I know, and go Skull. That's all I have to say.
Yeah, you hear a lot about, oh, the Detroit Lions, they did well in the playoffs. Nobody is talking about the Vikings.
No,
Nobody.
nobody. We need more love to the Vikings. It's tearing me up.
Oh,
I need
the
a
national media is sucking the Lions off.
I
Vikings
need a
beat them.
daily Skull chant in the group chat.
Skull. Skull.
There it is.
Skull.
Thank you. I knew
Skull.
Jordan would have my back.
Boo,
I
boo.
like it. That is worthy of getting torn up about. Sean,
Yeah.
what's tearing you up inside this week?
Um, I'll keep it to fantasy. It is gonna be something I already talked about, but it is like, I mean, I can't lie. It really did tear me up inside watching multiple receivers get stopped at the 1 yard line. I mean that I would come up with something that I haven't mentioned already, but that really actually did tear me up inside this week. Um, like I don't think there's anything worse than that, especially losing as close as I did and having that happen not once but twice, where it's like, oh, let me sit down and enjoy Sunday night football. That happens. Oh, let me sit down and enjoy Monday night football, and it happens again. And it's just, it's fantasy, but it's just it genuinely tore me up inside. So I just got to bring it back up because that was really having me. That was
Yeah,
creating my mood like yours
that would
for the
infuriate me.
week.
I remember the most angry I've been at fantasy is a few years back. A garbage time, like 50-yard run from Devontae Freeman lost me the game.
Oh, Jesus.
So seeing like your potential game winner get stopped 2 yards from the end zone, that's brutal.
Yeah, no, and like I said, I mean, there's a million things that happened probably between both teams that stopped points that would have came and not, but like to watch it happen is just brutal.
And I
It's
say
just brutal.
2 yards, but it's a combined 2 yards because Shakir was like a yard and a half short. DK was
D,
maybe a half yard short.
DK, they called it a touchdown. And when they called it a touchdown, I didn't celebrate because I had watched Shakir the night before, and I watched it. When you watched it, right, it really didn't look. It looked like he was going to be called short. I was actually kind of surprised they called it a touchdown, but when they did, I was like, too good to be true. I'm not even going to entertain it. And lo and behold, arm down, half a fucking inch. So yeah, that tore me up.
And then they just give it to Ken Bone Walker.
Yep, on his way to 3 touchdowns, and
Yeah.
whatever. I still like DK. As a receiver, he's having a good year. Wide receiver 5, a month in,
Yeah.
getting like, a lot of
Yeah.
targets, but that's just that's just rough. And I don't even blame him because it's Allen's fault for 8 points. I mean that's the big one. So um, Allen's receiver's fault.
Thank
So
you. Thank you.
what about you, Jordan? What's tearing you up?
Oh, honestly, there's not much tearing me up. I'd say, I mean, I lost. Yes, that tears me up every week I lose. Um, Real life, the Bills losing. Yes, that tears me up. But it wasn't a loss this week where I was like upset about. Oh, I could have started. Like I just got blown out. So I guess if there's anything tearing me up, it's that I keep getting matched up against people that have great weeks. Um,
Mm,
but I can't. I am upset about it, but at the same time, I've got to realize that hey, it's just the way fantasy is. That's just the way the cookie crumbles. That's Harambe's will.
yep.
Um, does it suck? Absolutely. Am I pissed about it? 100%. But what am I going to do? We just keep chugging along, keep chungusing along.
Keep
Hopefully,
Chungus it along, dude.
Dude, that big Chungus
hopefully I
Johnson,
The
man.
can,
big Chungus.
Big Chungus Johnson.
you know, just focus on the fundamentals, get back to the basics. That's why we're back in Babylon. No more cutesy little names and little photos that I edit. Like, oh, look at Vaughn, this pod because I beat him. Like that dumb shit. We're done. We're just focusing on the basics, getting back to run the damn ball, coach. That's what I'm saying.
That's fair. That's fair. I feel, especially after having some complaints, I feel like this does need to be brought up as like a segment here. I know it's last season we experienced, past couple seasons we experienced that it's hard to come up for the co-hosts to have icy hots every week. So we've kind of transitioned the icy hot segment. Was trying to kind of get rid of it, got called out for it, and so what we're gonna make this segment because we will keep it alive. If anyone has first for the guest, but if anyone has an icy hot they would like to throw in for the week, go ahead and throw it out there. An icy hot take.
Yes. Actually, it's funny. Had thought of this earlier.
Perfect.
Perfect.
I have to find. So, the four people who will be in the losers bracket: Biting Kneecaps, Captain Dr. Vava, Watson, and none other than Biting Kneecaps.
You said me twice.
Oh, it's Crying in Babylon. Sorry.
Oh no, don't want to be there.
And what's gonna
Damn.
happen? That's icy. What's the hot take?
Oh, I don't know. I just thought you guys are definitely gonna be in the losers bracket. If you
Oh,
can lose 2 years in a row, that'd be pretty hot.
That's a nice hot
that'd be
take. Yeah,
sweet.
we like that take.
Yeah.
We're fans of that take. Let me give that one.
We do have to.
And I'm gonna win the league.
Yes, mentioning his loss though, we do have to sit here and all sing his praises for dude. He was a martyr. He took that punishment like a champ. You know, he
Oh, such a
he
martyr.
went on the flight. He went on the flight, dude. And while it was exactly what was described as the punishment, shout out to him for doing the punishment, dude. Shout out.
I know he is. You know what? Yeah, let's give him claps for that because he's a serious martyr to do such an unfair punishment that no one agreed on, but to actually just for the league to do it, man. That is just so like not it wasn't in the parameters of the agreement, like it was completely unfair, done maliciously, like yeah, that is what a guy. What a guy.
And then not only that, but then to turn around and do it again on draft night. I mean, come on.
Oh my gosh, that is yeah, come on. Here we go. Here
He
we go.
loved it so much.
And I'm gonna win the league.
Wanted to go back to us.
I actually I'll have an icy hot take here. So my icy hot take is that this week, so before this week wraps up, which would be Monday Night Football, before the Monday Night Football game ends, um, there will be a trade. That's my icy part. There's going to be a trade. Someone's going to trade. That trade is going to be a league-winning trade. There's my hot take.
Mm,
Wow. So who you cooking up a trade?
I have no
For?
trade partner. I have
So-
zero trade partners right now.
I was gonna say who you giving a league winner?
I was just about to say, you're gonna
I have league-winning
real life
players on my team.
collusion on this
You might
pod right here. I mean,
for a different win than the league.
yeah, I was about to say, you giving me DK would be pretty great.
That's yeah.
Yeah, that would be. Let's do that on the pod right now.
Right now? Yeah, I think I'll pass. I think I'll pass. I'm not even saying it's gonna be
Oh,
me.
dude,
I'm just
you
saying
guys
the
were
league-winning
hate
trade
it.
is gonna
What do
happen.
you
guy,
think,
Josh
buddy?
Downs.
Oh.
I think the silence is a
I
yes.
think it's a yes.
Wait,
dude.
can you not hear me? Can you hear me?
All right, that's verbal agreement. Send it over.
There it is.
Get out of
All
here.
right.
Get out of here.
Wow, dude. The second trade.
Well, what's funny is they can only hear what I can hear through my mic, and this is apparently glitching very bad because I can't hear either of you. So they're not hearing
Well,
anything about the trade.
I stopped talking for a second.
I did too.
Okay, because so I heard
was
Josh
good.
Downs, but it
Good.
cut out for like 5 seconds. So
Oh, I was
Yeah,
saying, yeah, you're sending
you're
him
gonna
a
give
trade
me
DK for Josh
DK.
Downs.
oh
Yeah.
yeah, no, I'm good with that. I'm good with that.
There was already a verbal agreement in place.
I'm okay. I'll pass, but no verbal agreement. If Va verbally agrees to send his L
All
to
right,
the
your loss.
to the doctors and to his bosses, then maybe, but just a maybe. All right. Well, listen, we've reached the end of the pod. So, Tuck, do you have any final words for the league?
No. Other than shout out to JB for coming to the baby shower here in November.
Nice.
Shout out to Sean
Nice,
for
nice.
saying he cannot and that he wouldn't come. What a bitch.
I
Wow.
sent you a gift though.
I know. What are you talking about?
I did the registry after I said no on the RSVP.
Oh shit, that's right. That went out today, didn't it?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I take back what I said to an extent. You're still a bitch.
He's there in spirit for you.
He's there. in
Yeah, I'll be
spirit.
there in spirit.
But no, that's all. Thanks for having me on. Always a pleasure.
Always a pleasure, Tuck.
Another long one, dude. We've really extended our pod time. I'm
I
proud
know.
of us.
I know. Talking about
Yeah.
non-fantasy
Really
stuff
have.
too for part of it. I know there's going to be some anger, but Jordan, you got anything for the people?
I'll start off as everyone should by saying fuck Watson.
Oh yeah, that gets claps.
Hope
Hold
we have
on.
a good week.
Yeah, that gets claps.
No more injuries. I'm praying for no more injuries for anybody. Hopefully everyone that has injured players, those players come back from injury. And shout out to Harambe. Shout out to the guest, dog. Shout out our guest.
Always shout out our guest. Big fan of the show. Big fan of our guest. Even after the ass whooping I got from him. Always love having Daddy Tuck on.
Thank you. Thank you.
But yeah, and as Jordan said at the end there, look, it's Harambe. It's always Harambe's will, and we keep it alive for Harambe and Harambe for president, as Tuck named the league way back in the day when we first started it. Dicks out for Harambe and R.I.P. Harambe. So we're gonna go ahead and call that wraps.